Hey y'all, so I'm coming in to do a quick little update. It's about RFK Jr. He endorsed Trump, and what is funny about this is that in his speech he said that he didn't think they had a lot in common. I'm like, you. I mean, he was. I was like, how did you not see that? Like that. I just don't believe you when you say that. You guys seem to have a lot in common from the get-go. Maybe you weren't paying attention or something. I don't know. But to me, y'all already had a lot in common. So, that's one thing. Two, I'm really disappointed in this guy. And I hate to compare. Well, maybe I don't hate it. I know, like, comparison is like the thief of joy. But in this situation, I'm not comparing myself. I'm comparing someone else to another great person. He comes from a family that we would consider to be great, honorable people. The Kennedys, right? They've put themselves in positions of power to for the most part, help people. They've served people. You know what I'm saying? It was on down the line. Just politics, public service, diplomat. You know what I'm saying? And you get RFK Jr., whose father is Robert Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, who died, who was assassinated because he was standing up for people. This man went after the mafia. This man embraced black people. He came around to just say, you know what we're going to stop being so biased, because first of all, you have to see that you're being biased. He grew up in a time when America was just completely racist. Okay. And their campaign switched from just kind of being like on the sidelines about, civil rights. And then something shifted. I want to say it was just, civil rights leaders and things that were happening on TV, because TV was becoming more prominent at that time. And they were able to, live news was out there. Or news stories, local news was seeing what was going on with the civil rights movement, with the dogs, getting sicked on black people, the water hose that firefighters use on us, people being beaten in the street for protesting peacefully. This was a non-violent movement, peacefully. So something switched for the Kennedys then. But Bobby Kennedy went out his way to say, you know what? We got to do something differently here. And after his brother was assassinated, Robert Kennedy Jr.'s uncle was assassinated. Bobby stepped up. He was going to be our next great, elected official, our next great president. And they shot him too. And everybody already knows he would have won. Oh my goodness, he would have won. Black people, we would have showed up for him. Now, because of what his big brother got to do. And how they really just became our allies. And they assassinated him. So when I see Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sit up here and say that he's against COVID-19 vaccines and any vaccines, and endorsing Trump, and then to say that, he didn't know we had a lot in common. I mean, come on, all y'all do is lie. Look at what or believe in conspiracies. Come on. Please don't sit here and tell me. And honestly, you hear the last name Kennedy and you're just so excited, right? But then you're like, oh no, he's not one of them. He's not like the rest of the Kennedys. Like, his own family came out and said, we are totally against what my brother just did, what our uncle, what our whoever our family member just did. And to me, it goes, what he's standing for goes totally against what his father and his uncle and his granddad stood for. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how, like, his mind was like, you know what, forget all that. But he thinks that he aligns with him. And I'm just like, how can you really say that? Again, everybody's not like their father. Everybody's not like their mother. So there's some grace there, but you are already in the wrong lane saying stuff about vaccines don't work. You know what I'm saying? That actually we're helping people fight against COVID-19. And then you encourage people to not basically take them. And you spew, like, lies about it. So for you to endorse Trump, it's not a surprise. And for him to just, I'm just, honestly, I'm baffled, but it's at the same time, it was like, we knew he was going to do this. He was already trying to distract and take votes away from either one of the candidates. And we knew because of the way he talks, we knew those people were probably going to be Trump allies anyways. Because when you say we're against vaccines, and you know that Democrats are not like that, like, we're not saying don't take that vaccines. Yeah, you have the right to do whatever you want to do. You're human. You have the right to say no. But to just spew hate and conspiracy theories about them, like, come on, dude. So no, we're not surprised that you endorse Trump, and we're not surprised that I'm surprised about him saying that he didn't know that they had a lot in common. Please, I just don't believe that one. But nonetheless, just keeping y'all updated on the news. One day I'll probably do some type of footage that's a little bit more polished, but I'm okay with doing the talking head about just recent updates and things like that. And politicking is really about all this. It's just kind of coming in and talking about it, but I do want to do some type of, like, documentary style, news story style footage. So please comment. What kind of stuff do you guys want to see? Topics that you want me to discuss. And like, comment, subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. And I just hope you guys are doing well. This has been a really big week in politics for, the Harris campaign. And she's officially the nominee. Her and Tim Walz, they are running. They're officially running, they are the official candidates for president and vice president. They have accepted their nomination. They got all the delegates, and we are ready for November. And I pray people come out and vote. The enthusiasm is there. I'm just hoping that people actually come out and vote for them and not be idle and be like, oh, I think they're going to win anyways. It's okay if I didn't vote. Or it's okay if I don't vote. No. We need you and 3 or 5 people to come with you, because this one is a big election. This is a big election. Like, every election seems really big, but this one is, like, dire. Like, the other choice, it's just so much at stake. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, if Trump gets back in office, I don't think he will leave. I don't think he will leave. And if he loses, I don't think he will concede. He's just too prideful. He's just too prideful to do such a thing. And he will continue to declare that he won, even if he loses. He'll continue to say that there was some cheating, and there was, like, they for years now, They have been contesting, like, hey, we really won the election, overturn it, and just recount the votes, and we're gonna go to the Supreme Court, and they're gonna be on my side, and da 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 da. Like, you lost, dude. Like, it's almost like he never lost a thing in his life, is how he acts. And I just don't know the mindset. I don't know. I mean, people have called him a psychopath and a narcissist and things like that, like actual medical therapists and all, like, just professionals. But, like, you guys have put him in the position of power. Like, you guys there are people out here that elected him, whether it was just the first time and you just didn't know, you were just looking for something fresh, but the second time, come on, y'all. The second time and the third time, we got a problem. I think y'all got a problem too, because you saw what he did. And honestly, I hope he loses the third time. And I pray that he gives up after this. Or I pray that the Republican Party wakes up and knows that this dude is not for us Americans. He's not for the Republican Party. He's just in a league of his own. He might as well really be another party, because whatever that is right there, it's a cult. It's a cult. Nobody can tell me otherwise. It's a cult. He cannot do no wrong. Everything he has done, everything he's been found guilty of, people are still aligned with him, no matter what. And it's so sad, because it's not like he's fighting for good things. He's not fighting for, people. He's fighting against everybody. That he could care less about y'all. He wants y'all to praise him. He loves when y'all talk about how he, stuff spiritually about him. And I'm like, I don't see nothing about the Word of God, about Jesus and his principles when I see Trump. I see the other side. I see the side that says evil. And I'm not saying this like to just be, like just trying to be funny, just trying to talk outside my neck. I'm talking about this guy. He spews hate. He divides people. He's prideful. He's cocky. He wants people to praise him like he's the God. Lowercase g. Okay? He is, what I'm saying? He's not humble. And you guys, I'm not going to say you. There are people that keep voting for him no matter what they hear from him, and then try to say that's not true. That's not who Trump is. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. Do your own research. I think I've already done my research. It's already out there. If anything, you need to do your research. But I don't think that you're going to be researching from the platforms that are truth. Like, I graduated from the School of Journalism and Communications. Or Journalism and Communication from Auburn University. You see me always wearing Auburn stuff. It's because that's where I went to school. It's because that I'm a fan of the athletics and just the school period. But I graduated, I got a degree in something that I actually love and I actually care about. But when I actually took classes about journalism, we learned about truth telling. You just give away the facts. You don't have to you can always say this is my opinion. You can always have your own commentary, because that's really what the news is too. Like, you give the facts, and then you might have segments where, depending on the kind of news channel you are, you're going to give your opinion about it. Either you're going to take the facts and just exaggerate and lie, or put your kind of thoughts on it, and then your thoughts are really kind of far left, and I'm not talking about Democrat. I'm talking about just out left field, just out of this world. Or you're going to be truthful, honest, and you're going to just talk about the truth. and how right or wrong or morally or ethically something is, you're not going to sit here and just lie about things. So what comes to mind is places like Fox. What comes to mind is, the Steve Bannon show. I think isn't it called the War Room or something like that? I don't know what it's called, but just all these different places that just conspiracies and no, that's a lie or that's not the whole truth, and it's just like all these reputable news reporting places, whether it's newspaper, online articles, news channels. Just all these agencies that just, the truth is out. You know what I'm saying? And it's for all of us to see. But then you got a select group of people who's only getting their news from Fox, from OAN, from whatever other conservative news channels, who already know that they're going to go against the grain of the truth to fit their ideology, to fit their thought process. Like, the truth could be right in front of their faces, and they're still like, no, that's not true. And it's like, but you're watching it in real time like I am, and they're just like praising Trump. And I'm like, no, that's hate right there. That's not the truth. That's not what happened. And because they're ignorant, because they have no knowledge about the other side, they believe this junk. And it's just really sad to see. And I see it mostly on social media. And it's really pathetic. It's really sad. And sometimes I just wish they would just shut social media down to bring people back to the real world. Because people are only getting their news sometimes from social media, and it's not always the news. It's just commentary. And people need to distinguish fact from just commentary on people's, just what they think life is or how the world really works. Like, there's just so much more out here that people don't see, and I want people to see the truth. And people will be like, you drank the Kool-Aid, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, go do your own research. I used to think the same. I'm like, okay. All right. It's just really, really sad. I'm not going to keep repeating this, but I just hope and pray people wake up. That's the thing that I keep seeing, is that people just aren't, they're not what people would call woke. And I'm not saying it like how people have been spewing woke over the past few years, because they make it seem like being woke is like just a Democratic thing. No, it just means that you're enlightened and you know the truth about things. And they make fun of it now. My eyes are open, but yours are honestly not. You're blind. And then you're leading other people. The blind is leading the blind. The blind are leaving the blind. And it really hurts my heart to see. I really be like this, Lord. And I realize that I can't keep arguing with these people because they're so lost. But then they'll try to tell me that I'm the one that's lost. And I just have to ignore them and let them be, because there's not any getting through with them. There's not any getting through to them usually. And I know that they're like mentally just tapped out. And so I can't make myself be tweaking a little bit. Like I can't let myself go into this harmful place where my brain is hurting and my mind is hurting because someone doesn't know the truth or accepts it. So I think about the verse, like, don't argue with fools. It's all throughout the Bible. Don't be arguing with fools. And it's so hard not to sometimes, because you see that they're acting like they're confused. So you're like trying to get them to understand. And at first you are trying to help them to understand, but then you realize that they're really trying to spew this, trying to repeat the lie, trying to repeat the things that aren't true, and you finally just give up. But my prayer is to just give up quickly And I've been doing better at it. I asked God, because I was just like, God, people just be lying, and they just be repeating this mess. And I be wanting to tell them, like, but I'm like, God, help me not to argue with fools. Because I know how much it's just going to, like, upset me and everything like that. And so my goal is to just not argue with people about that stuff. But I think that's all for now. We had a good week with the DNC, and I pray that the momentum keeps up and that people just vote. People vote, even if they vote for the other side. I just pray that people really vote and just let their voices be heard. That way we know where people stand. But I pray that Kamala Harris wins, and it'll just be a blessing to see that, because we need to get America back on track. We can't be sitting up here looking like how we did from 2016 to, well, honestly, it probably started sooner than that when he started running. But 2016 to 2020, we can't have that again, because it's going to be worse. So, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.